must learn to eliminate the internal conflict of the mind. Truly resilient individuals possess a core that remains undisturbed by outside influences. Cultivate the ability to accept all events as they unfold. The reason our lives feel so burdened is that our minds operate like a rigid shield, not a fluid mirror. When the mind acts as a shield, every harsh word, every act of rejection, or every uncertain event strikes it like a projectile, leaving a dull impact and an emotional dent. This is how we are affected. Each time we are affected, it is because we resist. We constantly try to repel what we dislike and tightly hold on to what we desire. This push and pull is attachment, clinging to fears about the future that hasn't arrived. This is resisting change. Holding on to regrets about the past that is over. This is refusing to accept natural consequences. We are like hikers carrying backpacks overflowing with stones. We must walk the terrain of the present while dragging the weight of yesterday's memories and tomorrow's anxieties. Is it any wonder we struggle on life's climb? The teachings remind us that we cannot grasp the heart of the past, the heart of the present, or the heart of the future. The majority of our suffering originates from our refusal to simply inhabit the current moment, instead stretching and pulling ourselves across the illusion of time. Think of a teacher holding up a water glass and asking, "Is this glass heavy?" A student replies, "No." The teacher says, "If I hold it for just a minute, it is light. But if I hold it for an entire day, my arm will cramp and ache." The weight of the glass hasn't changed, but the longer I carry it, the heavier the burden becomes. Our worries and attachments are the same way. They may start small, but if we perpetually dwell on them, that crushing pressure is enough to defeat us. This is the source of our deepest mental fatigue. Events may have concluded long ago, or not happened yet, but our inner world clings desperately, reliving the pain or anxiety in an endless loop. This internal tug-of-war is often far more exhausting than the external suffering itself. A truly resilient core is not about avoiding responsibility, but about knowing when to put the cup down, engaging fully when a task presents itself, and completely releasing it once it's done, leaving no residue. This inner strength is essentially profound wisdom, the inner peace and composure that comes from realizing the ephemeral nature of all existence. Consider a martial artist deflecting a strike. If you meet force with equal force, you risk mutual injury. If you flow with the energy, neutralizing the power and letting it dissipate harmlessly, you remain unharmed. The various difficulties and disappointments of life are like that incoming punch. If we constantly tense up, resist, argue, or seek validation, our inner state will be one of perpetual reaction. However, truly powerful people understand how to make their consciousness yielding and boundless, like empty space. Empty space can contain everything. Fierce gales and downpours can sweep through. Birds and clouds can drift past. But the empty space is never damaged or fundamentally altered by their transit. This state is what it means to allow everything to happen. This might sound like a passive or negative compromise. On the contrary, it is an elevated form of positive engagement. Allowing means aligning with the flow of consequences and ceasing the internal war against the world's grand patterns. Spiritual insights often teach that all things arise and pass due to interdependent conditions. The merging and dissolving of events in the universe are cyclical and inevitable. Just as flowers bloom and wither on their own schedule, and the morning light arrives precisely when it should, you cannot compel a rose to open in the snow, nor can you command the wind to stay put at night. Suffering begins when we attempt to tightly control people or situations that are inherently uncontrollable. Instead, try to become a pure witness. When you shift your focus away from the ego, you may discover that those who cause you pain are simply products of their own circumstances and limitations. The things that generate anxiety are merely fleeting moments in the current of impermanence. Give others the space to misunderstand you. It's impossible to satisfy every preference. Even revered figures faced slander, let alone ordinary individuals. Give situations the allowance to go awry, because change is the fundamental rule, and imperfection defines our world. When you cease demanding flawless outcomes, and stop insisting that everyone must understand your position, the rigid barrier inside your heart dissolves. The air moving is just air, the water falling is just water. A consciousness free from attachment has nothing to fear. Many mistake inner peace for apathy or giving up. This is inaccurate. True spiritual practice involves tireless effort in the process, combined with complete acceptance of the result. We should pursue our highest goals, but the pursuit itself should be non-clinging. It is like a polished surface reflecting whatever appears. It reflects a traveler clearly, and when the traveler departs, the surface remains pristine. When professional challenges arise, we dedicate maximum effort to finding solutions. This is striving in the process. As for the outcome, whether it leads to success or failure, promotion or a setback, we embrace it calmly, without agonizing or losing sleep. This is accepting the result. This mindset of active non-doing dramatically boosts our mental, as we no longer waste resources on the internal conflict of worrying about gain and loss, but pour it all into the action at hand. Efficiency rises and true power increases. To cultivate this peaceful heart, you must first learn awareness. When a feeling of anxiety arises, stop immediately, breathe deeply, and observe that emotion. Say to yourself, "This is merely a feeling. It is not who I am." Do not immediately fuse with it, nor try to fight it off. Picture it as a dark cloud moving across the sky. You simply watch it calmly, giving it no extra fuel or energy. It will inevitably drift away. This is awareness. With awareness, you transform from a servant of your emotions into their guide. You sever the invisible cord that pulls you into being affected. Second, you must learn release. This is not about letting go of possessions, but of internal baggage, abandoning arguments over who is correct, and surrendering the rigid expectation that things must be this way. We often feel exhausted because our inner worlds are stuffed with too many inflexible demands. You should treat me well. This project should run smoothly. Tomorrow should be sunny. When reality clashes with these demands, suffering is born. Throw those shoulds out and replace them with "I permit." "I permit you to misunderstand me" simply means our paths diverge now. "I permit failure to occur" means this road is closed and it's time to pivot. Every act of permitting is a liberation for the soul, a return to personal freedom. The undisturbed heart stems from the recognition of no self. The root of all pain is the strong ego bearing the brunt. I feel wronged. I feel cheated. I feel wounded. What happens if that ego is diminished? Throw a javelin into empty space. Will the space be injured? No, because space has no material form. When we stop obsessively focusing on the ego's gains and losses, and stop treating external reactions as a judge of our self-worth, our spirits become incredibly light. In our current age of anxiety and relentless competition, possessing an undisturbed heart is the ultimate protection. It allows you to maintain serenity amid chaos and stability amid turmoil. You do not have to force yourself to become an impenetrable wall that is too draining. You simply need to be soft yet powerful, conforming to the contours of your surroundings. The nature of water is to benefit everything without seeking glory. When a barrier appears, water does not strike it angrily, but flows under or accumulates until it rises above. This wisdom of yielding to circumstance is the endless energy source of life. As one teacher stated, life will often be unsatisfactory 8 out of 10 times. Always focus on the 2 out of 10 times that are satisfactory and dismiss the 8. This act of dismissing is the essence of the undisturbed heart. Unload the heavy, dark, and uncontrollable issues from your spirit, retaining only the clean light of the present moment. Do not let your heart become a dumping ground, holding the burdens of others or the dust of the past. Let your heart be like the lotus, rising clean from the mire. When you truly embrace that it is permitted to occur, you will realize nothing in life is truly terrifying, because you have made peace with change and you have integrated with the entirety of existence. May you cultivate a yielding but strong heart in this turbulent world, a heart unaffected by the external and unconfined by emotion. A spirit free of clinging has no room for fear. When difficulty arrives, if you do not fight it, it will pass without leaving scars. When joy arrives, if you do not frantically hold on to it, it will flow eternally, nourishing your life. The undisturbed heart means all things find their true home. Only then can you live with clarity, freedom, and the inherent joy that life offers. This journey is our practice. May you release the heavy weight and walk lightly. Beyond the hard mountains and deep rivers, the sight of fresh greenery and welcoming flowers awaits.